begin. Close your eyes and imagine you're on a train going somewhere, and the sun is very warm on the windshield, or maybe the window is open, or you're in a car driving, and you rest your head sitting in the seat. You rest your head on the window, on the door, and you close your eyes, and the wind is blowing so slightly on your face, or fast. It's making you fall asleep. The light changing. You start to dream. Soft, light air. Takes you directly into dreaming. Now, all of a sudden the car, the train, it stops. Somebody says, "Wake up. Everybody needs to get off the train. We're here." And you rise up. You take your things and you step out of the train. And you move through the station. Where somebody has left your car for you. You have the keys. You walk through the parking lot. You see your car. You go to your car. You get excited to see your car. You know, you feel settled. Yes, you know. And as you get closer, you see that there's something a little different about your car. Maybe it's just been the time. And then you put the key in the door, and you sit in the car, and you put your bag in the passenger seat, and you have your key, and you shut the door, and you know, you kind of dust it off a little bit, the steering wheel and everything, you know, and you put the key in the ignition, and you start it up, And then all of a sudden you notice that the dashboard's lit up because it's nighttime. And you notice that the dashboard looks totally different. And then you look at it and you realize that this was not your car somehow. It was, but it is now not your car. It's changed. You're inside. It's like you're inside another car. Your car has changed. And there's a new dashboard there and everything and buttons. And you look at the steering wheel. You start looking at the seats and everything. And you realize, you're in a DeLorean. How about that? It's a little time machine. You just accidentally got inside a time machine. So, this is what you do. You're going to just think, where do you want to go? Back. You can't go forward. You can only go back. Okay? In that moment, you can go back to any date, any moment, okay? Any. Whether you were in it before or not. You just have to have some kind of information about that, and then you can think about it, and it'll catch it, you know? And you'll see it, and it'll have a date, you know? Like, you know, like you searched for it, like in the internet. And it went boop, and it's like almost like a thumbnail, like on YouTube, and you're like, oh, that's it. And you see the thumbnail for the moment in your life. You want to go there, you know. You've got one place to go, you know, so far. So you're going there, right? So you hit ding. You hit the button. You press the button. And all of a sudden the DeLorean goes. It starts up. Whoa. It's driving itself. Huh. And all of a sudden it drives. And then it moves around. And then it goes really fast. And then it goes boom. In the sky. Yeah. It disappears. And then it drops. And you're in a parking lot. The same one, somehow. But it looks different a little bit. It looks a little different. But it's the same parking lot. So, but you could see through the windshield that you're there in the moment. The year that you chose, you recognize it. You're like, oh shit. Like looking at a photograph. You're like, we're here. It's like 1971 in this spot. You're there, you know. So, this is what you do. You get out of the DeLorean. You close the door. And then it just disappears. And then you look at yourself. And your clothes are different and everything. And then all of a sudden, boom. You've gone back, you flash back into a moment in time. You're in your time. You're like, you're going into the moment that you dialed, like hours before it, that day. You know, you're there. It slams you in at some moment in that day, and you're there. And it's right before the moment happened that stuck with you. That was like a destiny changer. That was a karmic. That was it was like a karmic memory or a beautiful memory. Anything you chose. Anything. And you're on your way. You're now behind the memory, going towards it. But now you know where you're going, right? Now you know where you're going. So, maybe it was that day you came home and that day the bus wasn't working so good, or the train wasn't working so good or something. You decided to walk. You kind of had no choice. It was like you're walking 10 blocks, 12 blocks, maybe 15, 20 blocks, which is nice, Or you're paying like $100. Like, what are you going to do? So you're walking. You're enjoying life. Like smelling the roses, So you're walking. So all of a sudden, everything's changed, right? Everything. Everything. The time changed. Everything just changed. Because now you're not on the train or the bus going to your place, which you were before. But now you're not doing that. Now you're not doing that. As you walk and then it's nice. You're seeing all these things you never see, You get a coffee at a place you've never gotten a coffee from, You're kind of seeing people walking their dogs, Like, you're kind of huffing a little bit, like New York City, Like, phew. Like, now you're walking because you still got to be on time. Okay, this is like, just imagine it's like a New York story. So it's all about time, right? Everything's about time, so that'll tighten it up, prospectively, So, times changed, the trips changed, the coffee changed, the dog witness changed, you notice that there's like a new little kind of grocery store that kind of looks like it's got good stuff. You go in there, you like buy a lighter or some milk or something. Like, it's exciting, this. All of a sudden it's all new, but it's like right there. And you're like, whoa, shit. All of a sudden, like, you're getting ideas. You're like, man, I could just do this is nice. I like this trip. This is better than being on the train or better than being in a taxi or whatever, And then, woo, next thing you know, you're home fast. You're like, wow, that's actually kind of a fast walk, really. But you get a lot of bang for your buck on the way. And then you come home. You see it. Oh, there's my place. And then you see your friend coming out of the apartment with your girlfriend, and it looks like they've been fucking. But this time you're not coming from the same angle, you see, because you switched up the gears on the arrival, You didn't know anything, but now it was sure. But they couldn't see you. You see them, but they cannot see you. And you see it. And then they get in the car or the bus, whatever, they cruise down the street to go get the train or whatever they're doing. They go, and then you realize, and then, your girlfriend goes back in the door. Everything's like took, because they're kind of moving fast, because they're kind of. They maybe thought they were about to get caught. Actually, maybe they screwed up, and if you in times before. And the other time you took the train and you got there and maybe you opened the door and something it was ugly, But this wasn't ugly, This was just the info, the truth. It was like, I got it, dog. I see. I get it. That's not going away. That's a real thing. I just saw it as this, and I didn't have to be traumatized or anything. So now you got it, So, what are you going to do? You decide, oh, I'm not rushing into this, boss. Yeah. No. You're like, now you're going to go, you're like, shit, this is going to be a great night. Because you already know that you're not going to say anything, do anything, nothing, because you didn't see anything this time. Before it was like an accident. But now there's no accident. There's just the truth, So you're like, shit. Now we got it. I know it. The relationship's over. I need to start. You're now going buying 6-packs, cat food. Throwing a box of tampons for her. 'Cause she's always telling you to, or some aspirin. A little thing, a little sweet or something, and then you're like, okay, and a bag of coffee, and some cigarettes and shit like that, and then and you're like, shit, there's that hamburger place across the street. I'm going to just pick up a couple hamburgers and I'm going to, you kind of thinking ahead, you're just like, yeah. Then everything's taken care of, And you get it all there, and so you got a nice little collection where you're feeling good. You've got maybe some wine, beer, you got hamburgers, you got supplies. You don't need to go out anywhere for nothing. No reason to, you can just chill, because it's a freaky deal, and then you cruise in the door, and Sweetie Pie's in the shower now at this point. So you come in the door, and then you put the groceries down, and so Puddin' Pie's in the shower, and so you knock on the door, or you say, Charlena, or whatever her name is, Charlena, I'm here, and, and then you say, I picked up burgers, if you're hungry, it's hot now, if you want to eat a little bit. And Charlena's like, oh my God, you're so sweet. Ugh. She's totally acting. And then she comes out, and by the time you actually see Charlena, like, she looks like she's all like humidified and gorgeous and everything, and like, you've already had like a beer, you know, like, and you don't have to say anything, you know, nothing. And then she's like, she feels so guilty, you know. She just like wants to be near you. You know, she's like, you know, 'cause she like picked up all the stuff, and she's like, thanks for picking up the extra stuff. That was nice. You say, yeah, I didn't take the train today because something was wrong. It would have taken like 2 hours to deal with that. I just would have been underground, so I walked, and I found these like new bodegas and stuff, and they're really cool. So I just felt like shopping, you know. And like, nice. Thanks for thanks for that. So look, that film festival that you always like is coming up pretty soon. I think it's coming up this next week at that theater. You know, and I want to go see the movies. If you want to go see the movies, maybe we could go. At least see one together. You say? That sounds really fun. I'm going to look at the schedule and rearrange it so we can at least get one day. We can have dinner and go to a movie or lunch. We'll look at the schedule. I'll look at the website. That sounds great. Yeah. I'll do it. Just give me a couple of days, and then I'll book the date with you. All right? So, and then things just kind of play out, and then you go to sleep. And then you wake up, and you're sleeping in your DeLorean in the parking lot that night. And the ignition starts. And it's already automatic dialed to go just right back to where you were. And it starts. And you feel so relieved. Because now that thing didn't happen, you know. Maybe it was just this tiny little thing, but it didn't happen this time. And the DeLorean speeds up, and you know where you're going, back to the future. And you open your eyes. And you're just on that train, going somewhere. And you're almost next to your stop. And everyone's getting ready. And you open your eyes. Open your eyes. You can open your eyes. Welcome back. You may use this meditation at any time, at any place. For any reason, large or small. Thank you.